Here goes nothing. So, didn't know when I was going to do this video, but here we are. So, by the time this video goes up, it will be March 6th, which will be 2 months since I was let go from my full-time job. And my best friend and I were joking about like people chronicling their layoff journey, but that's an actual thing. Like people are creating content about being let go from their jobs and being unemployed. This ain't that type of video. This video is to basically talk about a decision and a pivot that I've made since being let go. So I was let go at the top of the year, and I had planned on looking for other jobs that best suited what I was interested in doing, because I really didn't want to be in the communications field anymore. But I'm not gonna say I was dragging my feet. I just wasn't really getting any like engagement and callbacks and stuff from places that I had been applying to. So I was kind of just biding my time. Well, the universe, ancestors, there must be somebody outside. That's my dog, Chance. Anyway, hopefully y'all can hear me. I got this mic on me, but I had planned on trying to find a new job, and I had decided that I was going to keep working my current job until I found a new job. In my head, I thought that I would probably find something by spring, maybe like early summer. Well, like I said, the universe and all of them, the Orishas, Olodumare, all of them had different plans for me. And January 6th, I was let go and my position was dissolved. So I was not angry or upset. I was more so like, dang, like I knew I wanted to leave, but I wasn't ready to leave. Like I wanted to leave on my terms, right? I wanted to be like prepared, right? But I did not feel prepared, or at least I thought I wasn't prepared, right? So at first I was applying for jobs, looking for jobs. I had even interviewed for a couple places, and I found myself like feeling anxious and not satisfied with a lot of the jobs that I was seeing, because I did not want to have to go back into a field, communications in particular, with doing things that I didn't want to do. I had people trying to give me advice on, well, just, find another comms job at a different place and then you can like move into something else. But I'm like, no, I'm continuously building up a resume as a comms person, a director of comms or whatever, and I don't want to do that. So I'm not going to continue to do that. So I had decided that I was going to focus on teaching, and I was going to start applying for jobs again in February. So like mid-January, I was like, all right, girl, I am just going to focus on adjuncting. I was in a position where I, was able to financially take care of myself and my family. I am in a 2-income household, so that is a privilege that I'm aware of. So I was like, I'm just going to continue to adjunct, because I was adjuncting at a lot of schools. And the money I was making, or the money I am making, was considerably a decent salary. Like that is people's salary, right? They barely, because of capitalism and inflation, but people are living off of this salary. So I continued to do that. And of course I was still doing, booking speaking engagements and workshops and stuff like that, like I had already been doing when I was working full time. But towards like the end of January, I don't know if I just had like an aha moment, or if I just realized that like I have never been fully satisfied at any of the jobs that I've had except for teaching, and that I really enjoy being able to kind of do my own thing. So I, sat with this idea of, do you want to be a full-time entrepreneur and teach instead of being on the job market? And for me, I guess the aha moment was when I looked at my calendar and saw how many speaking engagements I had booked for the first quarter of the year. And also just the way that opportunities were just falling in my lap, like right and left. It was crazy. And just the fact that like I was not feeling like destitute, and I wasn't feeling desperate or feeling like I had to settle for something. So after like thinking about it, I decided that I was not going to apply for any more jobs. And like my close friends, my husband, my therapist, they were always telling me that I should be working for myself, right? They were like, you don't need to be working for nobody else. You need to be doing your own thing. And I used to be like, but I like to have somebody else cutting that check every 2 weeks. Like, I don't want to be responsible in that way. But I realized that with me teaching on the side, doing something that I've been doing for 9 years that I love, and doing my consultant work on the side, and really like branching out my consultant business to do more research, to do community management, digital strategy, doing speaking engagements and workshops and things of that nature, I can live comfortably. Now, I am gonna miss being a six-figure nigga, because that was my type. I was my type. But I also feel relief that I don't have to be in the hustle bustle of trying to find a new job, right? Because looking for a job is a full-time job, and it can be extremely time consuming, draining, and it can really fuck with your self-esteem. So I think that making the decision to be a full-time entrepreneur, for me, was almost just like a weight lifted off my shoulders. Like, I began to really think deeply about how I wanted to immerse myself in the community, what rooms I wanted to be in, who I wanted to be having conversations with, who did I want to share my work with, who was my audience. And I had been thinking about this in my head for a while, like, oh, all of these things. And I had got business coaching from my sister friend, Christina Canoe Consulting. Hit her up. She's amazing. And I was thinking to myself, I was like, I could do this. Like, I could really do this. Like, I have the motivation and I have the work ethic to be able to be an entrepreneur. Like, I have it. But I really enjoy the cushion and comfiness of having a 9 to 5. I also enjoy working, but I realize that I don't necessarily enjoy working. I enjoy doing things that I'm passionate about. And when I'm not passionate about something, I become extremely unhappy. And when I'm feeling like I'm being mistreated, it makes it difficult for me to find joy in my work. And I wanted to make sure that whatever my next step was going to be, now that I was back out here, a free agent, I was going to make sure that it was something that was not going to impact my mental health negatively, because I was just not in a good headspace. And I am looking forward to seeing how this journey goes. I will probably not be doing a series of videos of being an entrepreneur. I may pop in every now and then to talk about like being neurodivergent and an entrepreneur, or how I do certain things, but this will not be like my niche. Like, my niche is not going to be like entrepreneurship. Like, that ain't me. It still feels weird to say that I'm an entrepreneur, but I have 2 businesses. So clearly I'm entrepreneuring something. But yeah, I definitely realized rather quickly in the month of January that like I don't want to apply for no goddamn jobs, and there was nothing that I was really interested in. There was one job that I really, really liked, but the ways of the world, our current administration really, really just has put a damper on the things that I'm interested in doing if I was to work full time. So I am a consultant. I do research consultant work. I do content moderation for a social media platform. I am doing community management and resource creation and digital strategy. I am doing speaking engagements, workshops, trainings, creating content, and I'm teaching, and I am happy. I have been sleeping better. I have not been stress eating. Um, I feel more at ease. And I know that working for yourself is not easy. But what I do know is I would rather have to work a little hard, to make sure that I'm bringing in the coins instead of me working hard, bringing in the coins, and also being mentally unstable. Like, mental health is important. Like, baby, I was unwell. So I definitely am interested in what this is going to look like 6 months from now. I am very, very open and honest about the pivot. I be pivoted. I don't care. I change my mind all the time. 6 months from now, I might be like, I done found a perfect job. I'm going back into the workforce. Like, who knows? But what I know as for right now is that I'm not applying for no jobs and that I'm going to work for myself. And we're going to see how this goes. And I am going to continue to build out my consultant business and Hood Rat Scholarship education. And I am going to continue to do stuff in my community and really like lean in and show up in a way I've never shown up before. And I'll be showing up. Like, I'm in the community, okay? I'm impacting those around me. Like, I'm doing the work, but now I feel like I have even more time to really do what I want to do. And I have no constraints, right? Because I don't have like a 9 to 5. My days are packed with meetings and meeting with students and doing projects and stuff, but I have a lot of free time to be able to think and create and ideate. And it's wild because one of my friends who was a former coworker who also worked at my old job, but left maybe a few years ago, literally was like, I want you in your position. This was at my old job. I want you to have time to think and create and like ideate. And now I know exactly what they mean. Like, it's a different experience when you can sit at your desk and you can just like think and it's clear and it's quiet. Um, and as someone who is neurodivergent, I think that I have found a rhythm and a routine that works for me. I love working from home. I love my office. I have everything in my office that I could need. I do teach in person a couple days a week, and I love doing that at night. I love the class. The campus is small. It's perfect for me. I enjoy speaking engagements. I'm doing them digitally. I'm doing them in person. And I just am really enjoying ideating and thinking of content and just ways to like build out my brand, as people will say, and just really inviting people into my life and just really like trying to, like I said, do the work. Like, I want to be accessible to the greater community, and I want to be able to show up even more for my students and even more for myself, because I feel like I had stopped showing up for myself in a way that felt good. And I also feel like I just was not in a space, a good enough headspace for me to be able to manage my emotions in the way that I wanted to. And I think that it was very like clear and evident that I was unhappy, maybe. I don't know. And I'll never know. But yeah, so if you would like to hear more of the uncut and unfiltered version, well, not really the version, but just things that I don't really think are necessary to put on a public platform like YouTube. Because, sometimes you gotta keep shit close to the chest, and you have to be selective of who you tell your business to. Or you just have to be selective of what you're talking about and how you're talking about it. You can definitely sign up for my Patreon. Yeah, that Patreon going live tomorrow. And you can sign up for it. The link should be in my bio. And you can see my behind the scenes, and you can see more footage from Massage Noir in the World and just other things that I'm doing. Personal essays that I'm not posting on Substack. They are just specifically for Patreon. Different video series. All that stuff is going to be on Patreon as well. So yeah, fuck with your girl, because I am about to be out here and y'all about to be seeing me everywhere. And it's about to be fun. I'm about to have a good time. Peace.